In this video, we're going to show you the #1 mistake we see in every store that gets flagged by Google immediately. I'm Sam from KeyCommerce.com, and my team and I have fixed hundreds of Google Merchant Center suspensions. And 80% of the time, it comes down to 2 pages. Your shipping policy and your returns and refunds policy. Most stores either copy and paste a generic template or they leave out specific information that Google needs to see. And that's why they get flagged. Today, I'm going to walk you through creating both policies step by step. This way you can get approved or lift your suspension fast. We've got free templates for both of these down below. Go check out the description. Go grab them now and let's build this together. Let's get into it. Before we start writing our policy, here's what Google wants to see in your policy. It should clearly explain how you handle refunds and returns, and it must match the actual shopping experience that customers have on your website. Now, Google doesn't dictate exactly what you must say. It just needs to be honest, clear, and consistent. Whether you offer 14-day returns, 90-day returns, or no returns at all, that's really up to you. What matters is that your policy makes this clear. To help get you there, your policy should have these 7 things. What products can be returned, how long customers have to send them back, what condition the items need to be in, the step-by-step process for making a return, who pays for return shipping, how you handle refunds or exchanges, and how customers can get in touch if they need help. Okay, let's now build this together step by step using our template. Step 1, add an intro paragraph to your policy. We'll start with a short, friendly intro. This sets the tone and helps reassure your customers. Here's an example you can type right into the template. We want you to feel confident shopping with us. If you're not 100% satisfied with your purchase, we're here to help with easy returns and refunds. You can tweak the tone to fit your brand. Just keep it professional and clear. Step 2, what products can be returned? Okay, this next part should clearly explain which products can be returned and which can't. Here's some example wording you can copy and paste into the template. New and unopened items are eligible for return. However, certain products are final sale and cannot be returned. These include, but are not limited to, gift cards, personalized items, perishable goods such as food, clearance items, and open hygiene products. Keep in mind, this is just an example. If your store doesn't accept returns on perishables or open cosmetics, just update the list to match your policy. The key thing here is to clearly list any expectations. This helps your customers understand the rules and shows Google your policy is transparent. Step 3, your return time frame. Let's now add your return window. This is how long customers have after delivery to request a return. Google doesn't require a specific time frame. They just want to see that you've clearly stated one. Here's an example for a 30-day window. Returns are accepted within 30 days of delivery. That's a common one, but it's just an example. Some stores offer 14 days, others go with 90, and some don't accept returns at all. Pick what works best for your business, just make sure it's clear and specific. Okay, step 4, item condition requirements. Here we're going to define what condition the items need to be in to qualify for a return. This helps set clear rules so that your store stays protected and gives Google the clarity they want. Here's some example wording that you can use. To be eligible for return, items must be unused in their original packaging with all tags and accessories included. If your store doesn't allow returns on used or opened items, just update the wording to match your policy. Step 5, the return process. Now let's outline the exact steps your customers need to follow to start a return. This helps avoid confusion and saves your support team from getting flooded with questions. Here's some example wording you can add to the doc. To initiate a return, contact us at support@yourstore.com with your order number. Once approved, we'll send return instructions. Please include your receipt or order confirmation and package the item securely. It's simple, clear, and actionable. Exactly what Google and your customers want to see. Okay, step 6, return shipping costs. We're now going to cover the return shipping costs. This is where you explain who pays for your return shipping. And again, this is totally up to you. Google doesn't care who pays, they just want to see that it's been clearly explained. Here's one example. Customers are responsible for return shipping unless the item is damaged or incorrect. Or if you offer free return shipping, we cover all return shipping costs. Contact us for a prepaid label. The main thing, just be clear so that Google knows what to expect. And Google sees everything's easy to understand. Okay, step 7, refunds and exchanges. Here, we're going to explain how and when refunds are issued and whether you offer exchanges. Here's an example that you can use here. Refunds are processed within 7 to 10 business days after we receive your return. They're issued to the original payment method. Shipping fees are non-refundable unless the return is due to our error. And if you offer exchanges, you can add, exchanges are available for damaged or incorrect items. Please contact us within 7 days of delivery. You can tweak the time frame or exchange policy. Just make sure it's something you and your team can actually handle. Okay, step 8, contact info. Okay, here's the last thing to add to our policy. We want to make sure that customers know exactly how to get in touch with us. You can say something like, for any questions about returns, email us at support@yourstore.com. It reassures your customers, and it's another box checked for Google since they want stores to be easy to contact. Okay, here are some optional clauses you might want to include in your policy. First, restocking fees. If you charge them, be upfront so customers know what to expect. Next, what happens if a return shows up damaged to you or gets lost in the mail when getting sent back to you? Make sure you explain your policy on that clearly. Also, if you sell custom or personalized items that can't be returned, make sure that's clear as well. Finally, it's a good idea to include a disclaimer that your policy might change from time to time. This gives you the flexibility to update it as needed. These final clauses aren't required, but they really help keep things clear and protect your business. Before we dive in, here's a rundown of the 8 key parts that you need in your shopping policy to be compliant. Where you ship to, delivery timeframes, handling times, shipping costs, the carriers you use, whether you provide tracking, any shipping restrictions, and how customers can get in touch with you. We're going to go through each part together step by step. So go ahead to the description down below and get the free template where you can use this for your store. We're going to walk through it right now, step by step. Let's go. Before we jump into the first section, let's quickly add a short intro to the top of your shipping policy. We do this to set the tone, giving both your customers and Google a clear idea of what to expect before they dive into the details. So let's just keep it simple. Here's an example that you can use. Here we say, at our store, we aim to deliver your order as quickly as smoothly as possible. Below you'll find all the details about our shipping process, including delivery times, costs, and tracking. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We're here to help. Now you can tweak the wording here to fit your brand voice. Just make sure that it stays clear and transparent. Okay, now the first section you must add is where you ship. Do you ship only in your own country, to a few specific countries, or worldwide? For example, you could say something like, we currently ship to all US states plus Canada and Mexico. We don't ship to PO boxes or US territories. Now, why is this important? Because Google checks that your shipping details match what you've set up in your Merchant Center feed. And of course, customers need to know this too before they get to the checkout. So make sure to clearly list where you ship to, and just as importantly, where you don't. Next, list out how long delivery takes for each shipping method. Make sure to mention all your options, standard shipping, express, anything faster that you might offer. For example, you could say, standard shipping within the US takes 5 to 7 days. Orders going to Alaska or Hawaii take around 7 to 10 business days. For Canada and Mexico, delivery usually takes 7 to 14 days. Here's why it's important. Google wants to see that you're clear and transparent about shipping times. And your customers, they'll check this before they buy, so it's definitely not something you want to skip. Okay, now this next part is where a lot of stores mess up. Your handling time and where you actually pack the orders. And just to be clear, your handling time is totally separate from shipping time. So for example, you might say, orders are processed within 1 to 2 business days. If you order after 1 p.m., we'll process it the next business day. Because this clears up that classic confusion when customers wonder why their express shipping still took a couple of days. It's not the shipping, it's the packing time that's added on. Okay, now let's talk about shipping costs. Here, be really upfront and clear about your fees. Do you have flat rates, carrier calculated rates, maybe free shipping if customers spend over a certain amount? For example, you might say, we offer free standard shipping on orders over $75. Otherwise, standard shipping costs $5.99 per order. This matters because Google is watching out for hidden or unclear fees, and honestly, customers hate surprise costs at checkout. Plus, hidden fees can cause problems with your payment processor if a customer notices a charge they didn't expect. So it's really important to be clear and transparent here. Next, tell your customers which carriers handle your shipments. That way they know who's delivering your order. For example, you could say, we ship via USPS and UPS. The carrier depends on your location and the shipping method you choose. This is important because customers trust certain carriers, and sharing this info helps show that your store is legit and reliable. Next, your customers would want updates, so be sure to tell them if you provide tracking and how they'll get it. For example, you might say, once your order ships, we'll email you a tracking number along with a link so you can follow your package online. This not only reduces questions and support requests, but also builds trust with your customers. Also, make sure to cover any shipping restrictions. Basically, what products you can't ship and to which locations. If there are products that can't be sent to certain places, be upfront about it. For example, due to shipping regulations, we can't ship aerosol products outside the continental USA. This helps avoid orders you won't be able to fulfill later on. Finally, make it really easy for customers to get in touch if they have any questions. Google looks for clear contact info too. It shows your store is trustworthy and ready to help. For example, you could say, if you have any questions about your order or shipping, just reach out to us at support@yourstore.com. We usually get back to you within 24 to 48 business hours. Our support team is available Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. to help you out. Now that your doc's ready, let me show you how to create a shipping policy page on Shopify and paste it in. It's pretty quick and easy, so just go to Shopify admin, click on Online Store, Pages, then click on Add Page. Title it Shipping Policy, paste the content you created, then click Save and Publish. Now, as you've seen, we've got this step-by-step simple checklist that walks you through everything you need in your shipping policy to make it ready for Google. Now, we actually have a full checklist as well that shows you everything you need to make sure your store is compliant for Google Merchant Center's policies. We've had hundreds of store owners go through this, and it's a real game changer for getting their accounts approved and running smoothly in Google Merchant Center. It's free. I'll put a link down below, so make sure you grab it and follow it along. It could save you a lot of headaches. That's it, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. My team and I, we read each one and we try to respond to every single one that you guys send through. Now, if you are struggling with a Merchant Center suspension, my team and I, we can help. We can fix it for you, or we have a few other options that can help you in different ways. I'll leave a link to our website down below. Go and check it out. You'll be able to apply. We can fix your suspension and get your ads running again. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Make sure to check out our other videos. This one here might be especially useful for you.